next question. Welcome to the NBL1 East edition of Next Question. Today's guest is a sweet shooting big hailing from Orange, New South Wales. In his junior days, we saw him make pit stops at the Orange Eagles and Western Reds before heading off to college in the US. Once he returned, we saw him line up for the Central Coast Crusaders before spending the last 3 years at the Maitland Mustangs, averaging 13 points, close to 7 rebounds, and a block while being a key cog for the NBL1 East Championship winning Mustangs. This offseason, he made jaws drop with an unexpected move away from the stable, heading down south to join the Albury-Wodonga Bandits for the NBL1 East 2025. I'm excited to welcome Matty Gray.
Thank you.
Mate, now, I did just say it, jaws dropped. We said off air, when I found out, I actually yelled an audible gasp. Can you just tell us the process that kind of went on for you to lead to go to Albury-Wodonga Bandits?
Yeah, well, first of all, it wasn't an easy decision and it took me a few weeks to decide, but ultimately it come down to, I think that I'd been there in Maitland for 3 years. I was really proud of everything we built and achieved in Maitland, and then finally topping it off by winning the championship. I just felt like it was a good time to go try something new, have a new challenge, and then, test myself somewhere else.
So how did the process come about? Did Bandits approach you, or was there feelers? How'd that go?
Bit of both. It was more just I was just seeing what was out there. I had looks from other conferences as well that I was tossing up between. But then ultimately I just felt like it was a good move to go down south. It's a league that I've been a part of for 3 years. I know what to expect.
Was it hard to leave Maitland? How did the conversations get brought up? I know the players in particular have a really strong bond with Coach Luke Boyle. How did that all come about?
Absolutely. I love Luke as well, and it wasn't easy to tell him. But I just felt that as a team, we'd really built up the club, the team, and we got it to a really good point. And I didn't feel bad stepping away, knowing that what we'd achieved, no one will be able to take that away from us. We left on a championship, so it's a good time to try something new.
Now, I know you went overseas with Will Cranston-Lown and Luke Boyle. Did you at least wait till after the trip to let him know that you were leaving, or was that...
Yeah, well, I honestly hadn't had talks while we were overseas. And then it was when I came back, that's when I started just seeing things out. But yeah, we went over with Luke. We did a bit of training, which was really good. Grateful for that experience. And then, that's when I came home and then started looking at few personal goals that I had, things I wanted to achieve, and just felt time for something new.
And you just mentioned before about winning that championship with Maitland. It was just a couple of knocks on the door. Eventually you broke it down. Now you're going to a club in Albury that only had their first playoff experience in the NBL1 East last year. What do you think you can add to that club?
Well, I just think a bit of experience, and then hunger to win. With Maitland, it was 2 years of being knocked back, and then the third year we finally won. So it's hopefully in Albury, buy into that culture, try and build them up as well, and then compete to win a championship. Right now the team's looking pretty good, how we're stacking up, so it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, well, stacking up, you're going to be huge by the looks of it. Yeah. You got Morel coming from the north. He's about, I think, 6'9", I read. Yeah. You got Lafayette coming from New Zealand. Then you've got yourself. How do you see you three being in that starting five, or is it going to be a nice little big rotation that you had in Maitland with Jimmy Hunter and J. Cole?
Honestly, too early to tell, but I think that we have a lot of versatility, so that's a positive, that a lot of us can play 2-3 positions, so we'll be able to interject in different spots, and then fill a lot of different floor spots, and then we'll have a lot of different mismatches on the floor.
So have you game planned for the road trips now? You've got the really long trips.
I know, that's one thing I'm not looking forward to is, I've seen there's these hammocks you can buy and you put them on the bus seat and then sleep in them. I don't know if my tall body would fit in there, but that could be an option. If not, just the pillow, taking a pillow, because sometimes, especially in college, if we forgot one, you would have to borrow one from the hotel and use it for the bus ride. So
So you're a sleeper when it comes to long trips. You're not a movie guy or anything.
Nah, I can't be watching movies. I just try and sleep.
Love that. And poor Jasper Rentoy, I'm sure if you get the hammock, he'll be cuddled out in the corner of the bus because there'll just be so many bigs there. But
Yeah, maybe. That or I could try and get the back row if that's an option.
so speaking of point guard, so you did play Will Cranston-Lown, the two-time MVP for Maitland. He's off down south, unfortunately for us. However, we are excited to see Jasper Rentoy come into the Bandits squad with you. He's just going to be looking left, right, and he's going to have so much height around him. The
Yeah.
pick and rolls, pick and pops are going to be deadly. How do you see that evolving?
Well, I think like Jasper's going to have a big year. He's coming back from injury, so he's got a lot to prove to not just the league, but himself, I guess. And then like just seeing his numbers down in Central the year before, like leading the league in assists, like that's something that's pretty enticing, pretty exciting. Like just knowing that you have a guard that's always going to be looking to create for others, and then just trying to have a lot of guys around him that can spread the floor, get on the rim, those sort of things.
And then I guess on the other side, you have played with Will Cranston-Lown. You played with him for a long time. You played with him with the Central Coast Crusaders as well, Western Reds.
It's been we were counting it up. It's pretty much been probably 10 years we've been playing together. Yeah,
So is it going to be weird not playing with him?
it's gonna be weird. Yeah, especially like he's gonna be in another conference. I'll be down in Albury, so it's like we've both got new challenges, new adventures that we're both going on. But then like we still stay in contact. We'll still watch each other's games, follow in. Yeah.
What's the road trip? Maybe a road trip to Hobart, to Albury to Hobart might be on the cards at some stage.
Yeah, or meet in the middle at Melbourne.
I guess we did touch on it a little bit earlier with Luke. He's very much a player's coach.
Yeah.
What has been your most favourite memory being coached by a guy like Luke Boyle?
Oof. Too many. There's like a lot of pre and post game speeches, I think, that have been some of the funnest memories. But I just think that one of my favorite things about Luke is he's just one of the boys, where it's like a lot of teams, it's like you have the coaching staff and then you have the players over here, and then there's like that weird part in the middle where it's like there's none of that. It's like he's just one of the boys. We're all together. Like you can have a joke with him and like nothing's ever too serious.
What's your expectations for the Bandits, mate? You guys have really made moves this off-season. It's going to be really exciting to see how this Bandits team stacks up.
I know. I think like one of the first things, like we got to build that chemistry. It might take a little bit to like learn how we all play, fit into a system, that sort of thing. So there'll be challenges with that, a few bumps on the road, I'd imagine. But then it's like hopefully towards the tail end of the season, like we've got the ship sailing pretty smoothly, and then can hopefully roll into finals, get a few wins there, and then hopefully go for the championship.
I haven't quite got the rounds in front of me right now, but I remember when you made the return to the Central Coast as Maitland. I spoke to you this year and you were telling me how much you're looking forward to it.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about making the trek back from Albury to Maitland this year? How do you feel that crowd's
it's
going to be?
it's the second game of the season, so first of all, it'll be like 7.5 hours. So it'll be a long trek, but then it's their first home game as well, so it should be exciting. Good game.
The NBL1 East is welcoming back Mila Waskovich, who happens to be your partner. How excited is she to be back in the East to play for her beloved Mustangs?
She's really excited. I think she's had a little bit of time away from basketball, and then she's been getting back into training and that sort of thing, and then she's really excited to help the Mustangs women's this year. They're stacking up pretty nicely as well, so they should be really competitive this year.
Thank you so much, Maddie Gray. Best of luck this season with Albury-Wodonga Bandits.
Thank you.